Yeah, we're here. Hey, better late than never. Sorry for the delay getting to you there. It is another edition of the Sunday Bunch live here on SAFC Fan TV. Joining me on the panel tonight, we've got Conrad, Jacob, and Terry. Conrad, how's your day been?
Being all right, yeah, just recovering from a little bit of illness. Kept me off the live stream yesterday, but we'll be back tonight and Wednesday.
Good stuff. Terry?
What?
Terry, what have you been up with today after you've been at church?
Yeah, just having a nice chill day for a change on a Sunday. Nice recovery Sunday before back to work tomorrow.
Right, okay. And we've been joined by the boy, Jacob. A rare appearance down in that there London. How's your day been, Jacob?
Yeah, kush, mate. It's been kush. Good to be back on a Sunday live stream. Yeah, been pretty good. Went out for a roast earlier, been chilling, watching some football, recovering from a lot to drink at QPR yesterday, put it that way.
Right. I think that means he had a good day, I think. Right then, don't forget, of course, we are live, which means you can have your say via the live chat if you wish to do so. Now, there's a little bit of a revelation before we start, because every single Sunday, Las Palmas Macam is always first to comment, and today he isn't. What is going on? Mick Griffiths first up today. Then we got the Las Palmas Macam, Ryan McCormack, Peter, Sol Keld is always in there as well. Brian Watson. Hello to you all. If you want to have your say on whatever we talk about, we'll do our best to try and give you a mention in there. Before we start, I quickly got to tell you it's that time of the month. No, not that time of the month. It's the time of the month when we give away a Toffs shirt. So at the end of this show, what we'll do, we'll spin the wheel and we'll get a winner. Terry, what does Toffs stand for?
The old-fashioned football shirt.
Yay! And they kindly give us a shirt to give away every month. So that's what we're going to do. And by the way, there is a link in the description where you can get a 15% discount code in there. So if you're thinking of going to the site, go and have a look at their stuff. Some great gear on there, and you can get a discount as well. So moving along then quickly to yesterday, QPR 0, Sunderland 0. Simple question to start with. Jacob, we'll do you first. Would you have taken a draw before kickoff?
Before kickoff, no, considering where QPR were in the league, but based on the circumstances, how the game panned out, yeah, I would have taken a point, particularly after the sending off of Job, which made our job a lot more difficult as the game dragged. We were stretched, but we held our own, kept our shape, and it could turn out to be a very valuable point looking back further down the line this season.
Right, okay. Terry, would you have taken a draw before kickoff?
No.
I'll tell you why. The reason I've chucked this in, right?
I was going to say.
I'm with everybody on this, right? I thought there's no way you're playing QPR right down there. You're top of the league. You're not going to take a draw, but on the run up to on the Sunderland channel with Danny Collins and Frankie Francis, they interviewed the guy from the I can't remember what his name is. I do apologise from the programme, and he said there's going to be lots of games that are potential sort of banana skins, and he would take a 1-1 draw. And like I said, first you're going, you're joking, aren't you? But he also made the comment that he says if you win your home games and you draw your away games, you will guarantee automatic promotion and that. And I suppose it was only when we've come out of it with a draw that I did think back to that. But Conrad, before the game, would you have taken a draw rather than keeping the unbeaten run going?
No, not the way we've been playing recently. I did talk to Wayne during the week about it on Extra Time that we were very much like, let's just not lose at the moment. But I don't think that applied to the QPR game. We very much thought it would be tough, but we still thought we'd edge it beforehand.
Right, okay. Brian Watson on the chat says, good evening, diehard fans. It's us. Whoa! Let's say, was it a red card? We're going to get onto that, so don't worry about that. Sean Thornton, not Sean Thornton. Stephen Thornton.
Ex-player.
Yeah, well, ex-rapper as well. If you remember that, if you remember that video in the dressing room. Stephen Thornton says, hello, everybody. Still top of the league. And Burnley lose today, which of course they did. Last Farmers Back says we are now 10 points clear of 7th place. Yeah, they're pretty good. It's going along nicely. Right then. Well, let's get on to that question then. The big talking point, I suppose, of the game yesterday. Was it a red card? Was it not a red card? Conrad?
Yeah, it was a red card. I think we joked in our group chat that Emma would probably be the only person who thought it wasn't a red card based on the way she picks decisions out this season. But no, I think I put it's an accident. He doesn't mean to catch him, but he does go studs up. He does go over the ball and he does catch him. So I think even the rest of the team and Job himself, they didn't complain. They just looked a bit disappointed. But if they're not moaning about it, then I don't think we can either, really.
Right, okay. Just very quickly, because there's stuff coming in on the live chat as well. DJ Sizzler Watson says the red card. There was no intention to foul him. So was it a red card sort of thing? So David saying it was a red for me. Terry, was it a red card from Job?
Well, my initial instinct was yes, it was, and it was unfortunate as he was falling at the same time as his foot went up. So it wasn't intentional, it was an accident. But I saw something today on Manchester United versus Chelsea. One of the Man U players ran in and he put his studs right down the front of Chelsea players. I think it was Palmer, right down the front of his kneecap. And because it wasn't intentional, VAR said it was a yellow card. So I really don't see much of the difference between the two. You know what I mean? They both weren't intentional. They both weren't with any force. He didn't go with any intent. You know, it's just unfortunate the way he sort of slipped on the floor as his foot went up and hit the player. So whether there's a case to get it rescinded a yellow card, I don't know. But my first initial instinct, up until I saw this match today of Man U versus Chelsea, was that was a red card.
Right, okay.
Could that be the same as like swinging punches, just constantly going, I've got my eyes closed, so if you get hit, it's your own fault. Isn't that the same as that? On that logic. Still hit him at the end of the day.
I think that's directed at you, Terry.
No, that's just directed at the silly rules.
I just go by the rules of the letter of the law. If VAR says that wasn't a red card, then I don't see really much difference between that one and the Job incident. So if that's what the rules are, then
and VAR's never
got a case for rescindment? I don't know.
Yeah.
VAR's never wrong. Never controversial.
Right, Jacob. I mean, was you at QPR yesterday?
Yeah, I was there. From where I sat.
Hang on. It's just I thought you'd have been up at Newcastle. Forget it. Well, Arsenal were playing. How are you, man? It's been that long since you've been on. Right. Was it a red card, Jacob?
From where I sat in the ground, it was hard to tell. I think we were.
Hang on. Sorry. Can I buy in? Didn't you, when it happened, didn't you put it in our group that it wasn't? So did it, from your angle, it look like it wasn't?
It looked soft from where we were sat, but until we actually watched it on the TV angle, straight red. It's a mistake. Listen, it's unfortunate, Job. I think we were all debating afterwards whether it's a 2 or 3 game ban. Someone in the comments might be able to give us some clarification on that. I think it's 3 personally, but yeah, it's that's a shame. I think he was our best player on the pitch up until that point. Had he had stayed on, we probably would have gone on to win the game as well. It's a poor mistake from Job. It's not often he does something silly like that, but he'll learn from it. He'll come back, and he'll continue to put in strong performances as he's been doing of late.
Right. Let me quickly go to the chat again. Tony Huntington says QPR were well drilled in defence. We never looked like scoring, and defo a red card. Ian Brown says the only 2 away matches that he's been to are Plymouth and QPR, and the 2 where we didn't get 3 points, which means Ian Brown, you are now banned for the rest of the season.
And there's Watford as well.
No, but the ones he's been to, the 2 he's been to away, right, are those 2 where they didn't get 3 points. So basically saying it's his fault. So he is barred from travelling.
Could we lost against Watford? He wasn't there.
Yes, but that was on it. He was going, and his taxi broke down on the way, and so he intended to go.
But he didn't say that, did he?
Well, he didn't put that in, but that's what actually happened. Right, just very quickly, look. We got 106 people on the stream at the moment, and we always try and get 100 likes if we can on a Sunday. We've got 31 so far. All you got to do is hit that thumbs up. If you're watching on a mobile device and you got the live chat open, close the live chat, hit the thumbs up. Take your second to do that. But more importantly, now this is important, right? There is still sort of 40% of the people who are watching us on YouTube here are not actually subscribers, and we just need 140 more to get that magical 10,000 figure, which we want to try and hit before Christmas. We got 40 in this last week, so if we do that over the next few weeks, we'll do it well before Christmas. It takes a second to do. It doesn't cost anything, right? So just hit that subscribe button, and if you can do that, we'll love you forever, and it will help our channel out. Yesterday, 0-0 draw, kept the unbeaten run going if you want to look at a positive on it. And we were down to 10 men. And I suppose we all agree, once we went down to the 10 men, we're all well happy with a draw after that. How much do you think we missed Chris Rigg yesterday? Terry?
Well, I can kind of think that we probably did, because I thought we were well below par yesterday for whatever reason. I mean, we only had one real sort of opportunity, one chance. And Daniel apparently hit the woodwork. I mean, my stream was constantly going down, so I was on a nightmare in the first half. But I mean, I think apparently Daniel hit the woodwork. Apart from that, we never looked like scoring a goal yesterday. So, to be fair, a draw was the best result we could have possibly hoped for. The way the game panned out with the red card and everything. So, yeah, I think we missed Chris Rigg. I did. For whatever reason, I think he's going to be a big miss. He's got a lot of energy in the middle of the park. He can break up the player. He's skillful up front. He can score goals. So I think he's going to be a big miss.
Right. Okay. Sorry about that. I just want to quickly pop back to that. Was it a red card? Because Emma's just come onto the chat there, who's a tad late said, and Conrad, you did say that Emma would be the only person who would say it wasn't a red card. I tend to agree. I'm sorry with Emma, because I think it was 1.5 yellows, possibly. I think it was a very soft red card, and it should have been a very hard yellow card, is what I think. But again, it's all about
over a yellow or red card.
A very hard yellow card. I've never heard that one before.
Yeah.
Well, it was a hard yellow. You get a soft yellow. Like you get a soft red, and that
yellow's
was
a yellow, and anything more is a red.
Oh, shut up, Ian.
There's a country in Africa that has orange cards, actually, and they give orange cards to those that are like 1.5 yellows.
Sin bin. We're gonna have a sin bin. That was a sin bin. That was an orange. I thought
that was the blue card that's coming in. Potentially.
Blue with those tablets. What Terry takes. Right. Anyway. Sorry, moving on. Right. Jacob, then, how much did we miss Chris Rigg yesterday?
We missed him a lot, mate. Honestly, we just lacked that extra bit of energy we were crying out for when the game got stretched. But even before the red card, we weren't at our par at all, to be honest. Even though I thought Brown, who came in for him, done a solid job in the middle of the park, I thought the way how the game was, I thought it suited him down to a T. I think his experience added that physicality in the middle. But at the same time, when we needed to catch QPR on the break, because that's how we've set up in most of our away games this season, Chris Rigg's been at the heart of a lot of the attacks from the goals we've scored, and yeah, we struggled without him big time the other day. And rumour has it he's going to be missing for Preston as well on Wednesday. So yeah, going to be even more of a miss going into that one. But yeah, it wasn't a great performance at all yesterday. It really wasn't.
But you still think, Jacob, we could have won the match if we stayed 11 men?
Yeah, because they were terrible. All we needed was one opportunity to catch them on the break.
Jacob, let me
How
just
many interruptions am I getting from you tonight?
I'm sorry. It's Terry's fault for asking the question I was going to ask next. That's all. So you will get onto it. So Terry putting in there, trying to, undo all my hard work I've been on with all afternoon, trying to think of what we're going to say. Different people coming on saying orange card, stuff like that. SJ says, I'll be shocked if Rigg starts on Wednesday as well. So who knows? Gary Hoyle, what's the score with Riggy? We don't actually know. I mean, apparently, didn't he have... you have a bit more info on it, don't you, Terry? Did he go to hospital?
I never heard the hospital thing. I have heard the hospital thing, but people are saying it was a different Chris Rigg, not that Chris Rigg. But I've heard he's got a chest infection. That's as far as I've heard, but I don't know if that's true or not either. So chest infection could last a week, so maybe he's out for 2 or 3 games. You don't know. Right.
Okay. Conrad.
There's only 2 games left till we get a 2-game break anyway.
Oh God, I know these.
Yeah, another one.
Conrad, how much did we miss Chris Rigg?
Based on the other 3 games we've had in this sort of spell of games between the internationals breaks, a lot. He's been very influential for us attacking wise going forward. Broke the deadlock really well against Luton. Was an absolute pest for Oxford and Hull as well. So I just think we really did lack something without him. I don't know where Ashish would have been. Because was he on the bench at all yesterday? Did anyone see?
I don't think so.
I think he played for the 23s or the 21s, didn't he?
Man United.
Just because if you're looking for someone to come in for him, Brown's obviously a great player and can do really well. But if you're looking for a bit of magic to unlock a team that did get a 0-0 draw against Burnley in the previous week and obviously knew how to set up and lock us down as well, I think you need to go like for like, because otherwise our midfield looked a bit void of ideas, really. And bar, like Terry said, the chance where Neil hit the bar and Isidore had one that he flashed across goal in the first half, I don't really think we created anything, even through Mundell or Roberts.
Right. Just very quickly back on the chat. Bradley at the Championship Podcast says Riggy is all clear for Wednesday, and he did go to hospital. We don't know where you got your info from, but if that's the case, then
I hope he's right. That's the main thing.
You've heard. You hope he's well.
No, I mean I hope he's right, because we do need.
Oh yeah, well yeah, absolutely. Right, okay. 52 likes. We want to try and get to 100. If you can, just hit the thumbs up if you would, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for us. It's free to subscribe. Do that, and we will love you forevermore. So that question: did we actually do well enough when we had 11 men at the start of it? I mean, well, I know I've got my opinions on it, but Conrad, did we do well enough? The 11?
No, I thought first half we were really poor, but we also didn't do anything particularly wrong in terms of letting QPR have that many chances, really. I actually thought it was going to be very similar to the Hull game. At half-time, I thought this will be us. We'll settle into a rhythm. We'll get a chance or two in the second half, and we'll nick this 1 or 2-0. And then, of course, the Job incident happened, and I think we did the most sensible thing we could at that time, which is just, all right, let's calm down, just solidify and see what happens. And apart from QPR having one flash shot across goal, they didn't threaten us either. And we probably could have tried to win it, but it was the safer decision, a bit like what we should have done at Plymouth, where we actually got the equaliser and not push on. We actually just went, nope, we'll shut up shop. We're happy. We'll take our lessons and we'll go.
QPR were poor. I mean, we had our goalie had very little to do. Really,
I actually thought he done all right, Simon Mortimer. I've heard things saying that he's sometimes he's quite slow coming off his line, but I thought he commanded his box pretty well, to be honest, against a strong physical commanding side.
Yeah, the only fault, there was a couple of his kicks were a little bit off, but that's
Patterson did that at Luton as well.
Yeah,
Patterson's
exactly.
Kicking at Luton was horrific. So
yeah, well, exactly. But David Walker on the chat there says we were very poor, even with 11. Terry, you know, did we do well enough when we had our 11 on the pitch?
The thing is, if you go back to the Luton game, we were equally as outrunning the sort of poo in the first half against Luton. I mean, we didn't really create much in that game, and Luton bombarded us, and we managed to survive that. Then Luton obviously went out with steam. We went and won the game of football. So was that the tactics yesterday? Were QPR were a better side in the first half? Was it a matter of, you know, we're going to get the 60 minutes, then we're going to go for the win again, which we could have possibly done if Job stayed on the pitch. But up until Job got sent off, we weren't really sort of, as I would say, it was 60-40 in QPR's favour of being the better team. So, but yeah, so that's my opinion. Maybe it's one of those things away from home. We say, if we go down to 10 men, remember when Tony Mowbray was in challenge against Middlesbrough, went down to 10 men. We went through the second half, we got beat, we let 4 goals in. So getting that point yesterday is a good point, especially when the likes of Burnley dropped 3 points today.
Yeah, a bit like what Conrad's just said, really, where, you know, at Plymouth, you know, the sensible thing, we clawed our way back, you know, and you know, but QPR.
The good thing about this team, I think, we seem to be learning from our mistakes. So if that's the way we're going ahead, then it bodes well. You know, we still top the table with 3 points clear, with 4 points clear of second place, with 6 points clear of Burnley, we whatever it is, 10 points clear of seventh place, whatever somebody said there. So yeah, the season's going well. We just need to keep it going. For me, I think we need to buy 1 or 2 players in the January window. I think we look, you know, when you get players suspended and injured and unwell, you need to have that strength and depth. And I don't think we've really got that strength and depth. I don't know whether Adele is the answer. For me, I'm not a massive fan. I don't think he, for me, top end of the championship is where he belongs. But I wish him all the best and hopefully he does well.
Right, okay. Sorry, Jacob. I mean, you was there yesterday, so up until us losing Job, I mean, you know, I mean, did we do well enough? For what was the people around you saying? Were they happy with that? How we were doing now?
We were just looking for a breakthrough in the game. To be honest, it was a poor game to watch to begin with. We were just looking to get our creative players on the ball a lot more, and we weren't doing that even at the start of the second half. And yeah, up until the sending off Labrie substitutions, obviously had to make sure it was enough tactically to salvage a point, which it was. But even the one who came on, it was Connelly, and I think Hjelde got a few minutes at the end as well, didn't he? I felt so sorry for Connelly as well. You just wonder if he would have come on the pitch even if we did have 11 men, but what sort of performance would he have been able to put in even if we did have 11 men? Because watching him when we had 10 men, it felt like seeing a lost kid in the shopping centre up front on his own running the channels. I really did feel there was no creative spark at all.
I'm trying not to interrupt you if I can, but Terry does want to be in, but I am going to get on Aaron Connelly as well. All right, but Terry, what was you going to say? Go on.
I was going to say to Jacob, a fit Connelly or a fit Meander, who comes off the bench?
Connelly, because he's been playing more recently. Meander's just come back from injury.
Right, okay. Let's
Conrad's face there.
Well, let's move on.
Well, it's because he said a fit both of them, and there's someone in this team who's already got 2 goals, potentially a third just robbed off him, who's got assists and played really well for us until he had to drop out and Isidore came in. And there's one who's done a couple of goals for the under-21s. Looks like he could be all right, but hasn't done it yet. So if I had those 2 options, I'd pick the one who's already scored for us. I
am going to get on to Connelly, and you can have your own.
Talking about my end on Connelly.
on your thoughts.
We've done it again.
On that anyway. All right, listen.
What about the next game on Wednesday night, everyone? What do you think?
Yeah. Look, we got 57 likes. We're trying to get to 100. There's 113 people, 140 watching the stream at the moment. Thanks to you lot for that. Just hit the thumbs up. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, do the subscribe button. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers. Right then, yesterday, I think we all agree we weren't very good. Do you think we went into it a little bit unprepared? And when I say unprepared, I mean we're top of the league now, right? So teams now view us differently, right? QPR are not doing that well, but they're playing the top of the league side, so they're going up the game. And everybody we play, while we're sitting pretty at the top, everybody's gonna up their game to play against us. Do you think we were underprepared for that yesterday? And is it something we need to? I mean, we need to take into consideration. Jacob?
I think underprepared, I think, is a little bit harsh, but I just think in terms of how we normally like to play, particularly away from home, I think doing it on a small, compact pitch against a physical side down the bottom like that, they did make it tough for us, fair play. They got the point by up until the Job sending off in terms of keeping it 0-0. It was a good tactical performance from them, to keep our creative players off the ball. But it just wasn't our day at all. You shouldn't really use that as an excuse, to be honest. But yeah, QPR, the fact that they didn't really, in terms of individual quality, do well in the game, I think they just kept it at bay, were solid. And yeah, they would have been happy to take the draw before kickoff anyway, like they did, getting a point at Burnley the previous week. So yeah, good on their part, but poor from us.
Right. Okay. There's a couple of things coming in on the chat here. Ian Wilkinson says we struggle because we play one up front. Now Golden Boy Job is out, play two up front. Bradley at the Championship Podcast says no one ever plays 4-4-2 these days. You know me, and I think Mike's a big advocate of 4-4-2. I love 4-4-2. I would love to see two straight. Go on.
We played for, I'm pretty sure it was at the final 20 minutes at Luton. We went to a 4-4-2 that won us the game. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
I don't think we did. No, we had Mundell and Roberts still on the wings with Connelly there. It wasn't.
Do we not defend like a 4-4-2?
That's what I mean.
I don't think we attack.
We never attack in a 4-4-2 because we're a very wing-based team. So it's but we might against Luton because the pitch was so small. You're right, because there was two banks of four and then the sort of maybe even a five at one point. But yeah, we did defend as a block. Yeah, low blocking.
Conrad, were we underprepared, or is it something we need to start thinking about now? Why we're top of the league, our team's gonna view us differently and be that we're the team they want to beat.
No, when you were asking it was just reminded me of the awful days where we were bottom of the Premier League and we would play our best games of football against the better teams that came to the Stadium of Light, and you would get managers at the time like Mourinho and Wenger going, they hated coming here because we've got nothing to lose by playing with them, and we will try and frustrate them, and we will try and just rattle them a little bit. I didn't see that from QPR. What I saw from QPR was a consistency in performance of they've played two teams that are both going to do a very similar thing to them, and they just got to carry on their momentum from game to game. Whereas for us, if you think about the last four teams we've had to play, each game we've had to have a different game plan and a different strategy for it. And I think it probably just caught up with us that we've played a lot of football. We've been, poor against Hull. We've been battered against Luton, but we've won. We've dominated Oxford. Maybe it was a bit of naivety to think, it'll be just like Oxford again. But I don't see that under Labrie. I just think it was just not our day. A bit like Hull, but because of the sending off, we couldn't still nick it.
Right, okay. Terry, our team's going to view us differently now that we're top of the league. Is it going to be, we're the ones to beat?
I don't think we're underprepared. I was talking to a couple of QPR fans and they were saying that QPR tends to score, one goal per game, but that's the limit. And that they defend really well, got a lot of draws, and they start games really well, but then they fade towards the second half. So that's unfortunate when we lost our job in the second half, when obviously they would fade, we would come into our own, and we possibly could have went on to win the game. I don't think they're underprepared. I think obviously you may have players who are not playing as well. Mundell, I think, and Roberts were both, doubled up on during out the whole of the game and weren't really going down with pace down the flanks like they normally do. So if you get one or two players that are off the game, or maybe like I said before, they could have been just waiting to the second half after 60 minutes to then really up the game and take the game by the scruff of the neck. But the way the game unfolded with 10 men, it's sometimes you just think, well, yeah, take it on the chin. We'll take a point and we'll go to the next game.
Right, okay. Just very quickly on the chat here, SJ is taking offence at Ian Wilkinson's description of Joe being the golden boy. He's saying golden boy is a good player, man. If he's going to play every game, if that makes him the golden boy, then fair enough. So there you go, Ian. That's you told from SJ. We do want to have a quick word from our sponsors, if you don't mind. Our football prizes.co.uk. There is a link in the description. They've got a fantastic prize they are running this week. And here's somebody to tell you all about it. A massive thank you to Football Prizes for sponsoring SAFC Fan TV. And they've done it again. A fantastic Sunderland prize they are giving away this time is a Chris Rigg, ole, 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 signed and framed shirt, which you have the chance to win. Right. All you have to do is use the link in the description, which will take you to Football Prizes. Buy your ticket. Ticket is just $3.95, right? It is limited to 199 tickets. So the odds, you've got a fantastic chance of winning. Good odds on this. And of course, they don't have to sell all 199 tickets. They'll do the draw when the competition closes. It closes on the 7th of November, Thursday, the 7th of November at 7:30. So get your ticket in quickly. Your chance of winning a Chris Rigg signed and framed shirt. And also there's 15 instant win prizes. So there's all sorts of other things. You can get credits for the site. But there's also a Joe Bellingham shirt in there as well. Dan Neil shirt. It's just a great prize. So get yourself there, buy yourself a ticket and be in it to win it. And thanks, Football Prizes. Wow, what a handsome lad. And there's only about 70 tickets left on that. So if you want to do that, then great prize you can win. Right then, let's get on to we mentioned Aaron Connelly. Is he going to do it for us? Because he's had a few chances now, and not really. I don't remember where he's even really come close anywhere. So is he going to be all right or not? Conrad, you seem to have strong views about him.
People say I've got really strong views about him. I'm a bit more of a realist, and I've looked at his stats and just sort of thought he's not quite better. He's not our best option, And I'm sitting there going, is he better than Isidore? No. Is he better than Mayenda? Probably not, based on what we've seen this season from him. Is he better than Rusin? Probably. But again, I'm judging this off an under-21's couple of goals. Like, I'd have liked to have seen him maybe get a few more minutes, but that's the same as someone like Alexic. That's the same as like Tommy Watson recently. I'd have liked to have seen us try a bit more sort of stuff with him as it came on the weekend. We were putting him in to basically chase their defence around while we actually sat back with our two blocks of four and just thinking, can you just run around and maybe hold it up if it comes to you, which isn't his game. And it's not Mayenda's game. It's not Rusin's game. But Isidore was knackered, and you couldn't just leave him up front when he's our only goal-scoring striker, really, who's a winger, if you ask some people in the comments. But he's a striker who's scoring his goals. So, yeah, I hate Aaron Connelly, according to all the comments, and I want him to leave as soon as possible.
Right, okay. Terry, your thoughts on Aaron Connelly? Aaron Connelly.
Aaron Connelly.
The issue we've got there is that we've got Isidore Mayenda, and we all want that third striker. Now Rusin doesn't seem to be sort of cutting the mustard at this moment in time, so we've gone somebody who's freebie. We've gone for a freebie who is not 100% fit, who could make it back to big time. What I've seen of him so far, I'm not really that impressed, to be fair. I hope he does turn the corner. I hope he does really well. I hope he starts scoring goals. But like I say, if we've got Mayenda fit, then Mienda comes on every day of the week instead of Isidore when Isidore's tired. That's just my personal opinion. I don't really see anything at this moment in time from Connelly, but like I said, he's put in the wrong position, probably been chasing the game around and that, and maybe I'm being a bit harsh.
Weirdly, it actually suited. Sorry to interrupt you. Weirdly, it actually suited Rusin bringing him on yesterday than Connelly, because Rusin's really good at pressing defenders and chasing the ball around because all he does is run about. He doesn't actually have any footballing ability, but he will chase and harry defenders, which is actually what we wanted Connelly to do.
Right. I don't know whether Connelly can
more
come on and replace Roberts on the wing. I don't know if that's a possibility. I don't know if he brings that. I'm not sure. But as a out-and-out striker, until we see more of him, where he scores more goals, like I say, I just prefer Mienda anyway.
I think he's a second striker. He's not a sole striker on his own.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's being asked to do sort of something he doesn't normally be asked to do, which is unfortunate for him. But that's the way we play football. That's the way Regis Labris has his team set up. So we can't really expect, for me, I can say I'll just bring Mienda on because he's probably used to this more than Connelly anyway.
Jacob, your thoughts on Aaron Connelly? Is he going to do it for us?
Don't get me right. Mienda, he's got potential to be a top player, but I'd take into account Connelly's experience at this level. He has scored goals at this level before for Hull and Borough. And I think if we get him fully fit, he can be a big difference to this side. Labrie wouldn't have got him in on a free transfer if he didn't think he would be up to scratch further down the line this season. And I just think a goal from him is due. It's due very soon. I personally, if Rigg is not playing on Wednesday, I personally think he may start in a 4-4-2 up front with Isidore.
Terry, you wanting to interrupt Jacob there?
I just don't think it's Labrie's choice. I think Speakman brings him in. I don't think Labrie may have a little bit of a say, but I think at the end of the day, it falls down to what Speakman wants to bring in.
I think with Mir going out, it was just right. Who can we bring in who's this level, who's on a free transfer? And Connelly was available, and he's a similar sort of height, stature, and profile to the likes of Mienda and Rusin, who we already had. Where we brought Isidore in, who's different.
He's much better than Rusin. Much better than Rusin.
Well, yes, obviously, as we've seen, but I mean, at the moment, they're both on fighting out for who's fourth choice striker, really, between Rusin and Connelly.
The problem you've got, if you get rid of them both in the January window and try and bring somebody else in to sit on the bench, who wants to do that? That's the issue we have at the moment. You've got Connelly in, who's probably going to be happy to sit on the bench because he didn't have a job in the first place. Then you got Rusin, who's probably not the standard of the Championship. So we can't really get rid of them both and bring somebody else who's going to be third behind Mienda and Isidore. So we're stuck really with a catch-22. We've got to make do what we've got, and hopefully one of them comes good.
I mean,
all right. Go on, Jacob.
No, you can't.
It is looking like Rusin will be loaned out in January anyway. I think you can't fault his effort when he comes on the pitch because he does have the right attitude at times. He can be a good runner in the final third, but it's all about that individual quality. I do hope he gets regular football somewhere else, but at the same time, it's about having the best options available, and that's going to be what we need to get us promoted.
Right, let me jump in there because I want to include the chat on this. People coming in about the Connelly thing. John Ruddock says Connelly needs to start to see what he can do. Gary Hoyle says, after all Aaron's revelations, she's still adapting to his new surroundings. It may take a little bit more time before we get the best out of him. Ian Wilkinson says, Connelly, nah. SJ says, the last chance Connelly had, a one-on-one, and he fumbled it. It could just be that he needs, that striker thing where he needs a goal, and then the floodgates open. Who knows? Emma is agreeing with you, Terry. You're getting 3 hand claps off Emma, who's agreeing with what you say. Right. Man of the match then from each of you yesterday's game. Jacob?
Come back to me. Haven't decided yet.
Come back to you. Right. Okay then. Terry, man of the match?
Probably have to give it to Simon Miller in goal, to be fair. A bit of confidence, 2 clean sheets. But then again, I don't think he had he didn't have a lot to do, but what he did okay. He did well. So I'll give it a sign no.
Right. Okay. Conrad.
I'll probably have to go with someone like Meppen just because our defence was organised really well. I would have given it to 09, but there was a couple of stray passes across the goalie a couple of times. It didn't come to anything, but there was a couple of moments where I went, "All right, okay, we're fine." Moore gave him a bit of a death stare at one point for putting one out for a corner. So I'll probably just go Meppen just because consistently he's quality for us.
Right, okay. Well, Ian Wilkinson agrees with you on that, as does Bradley at the Championship podcast. Both saying Meppen. Emma's saying Moore. Jacob?
You know what? I actually thought Trey Hume had a good game yesterday. I thought he'd done well coping with the likes of Elias Chair and Ashby on that side. I thought he was pretty solid.
I thought he got done a few times by him. But I mean, he was still good, but he did get done a few times by him.
I get what you're saying, Jacob. I thought, looking at him, he was... I thought he did enough. Just quickly back on the chat, where was we? John Ruddock says Rooston is not a striker, he's a wide player. And then SJ trumps that with Isidore is also a wide player. Just saying. Right, okay. Right, before I go on the next bit, I just want to get on my soapbox just for 1 minute, if you don't mind, because honestly, talk about pissing me off. This is not necessarily being put out here. I just want to say, I watched the Mags game against Arsenal yesterday, and there's all this thing what goes on about diversity and how everybody's equal and everybody should be treated the same, right? And the co-commentator, I know I can't say some daft bird, but some female co-commentator on there, right? There was a tackle, went in with two black players, right? One from each team, and said, that was a great interracial tackle. What? There's no need to say that. You wouldn't say it if two white players went in, right? What's it supposed to be?
That's a worm, Philly. It's a worm. Eventually, the worm will turn.
All right. Well, hopefully. Anyway, it's like, so that was said, and I thought you wouldn't do it if it was two white players. You wouldn't say that's a great tackle between two white players and all. So that annoyed me for a start. And then the other thing, right, is I don't know if you've got Sky. If you watch Sky now, and when they read out the results, right, there's some bird reading these results out, and she should never ever be allowed to read them out again. I mean, honestly, when James Alexander Gordon for the BBC used to read it out, he did it, Bolton 1, Preston 3. She reads them out like she's reading a spreadsheet. Honestly, it's like, if you've not seen it, you've got to have a look. But it has to stop. You cannot watch it. Oh, you cannot. Oh, man, honestly, it's just not on. Anyway, I do apologise, but I just felt it had to be said. Go on, Terry.
I've stopped watching all the mainstream shite these days. I didn't watch BBC. I can't stand. I only ever watch Sky when Sunderland are playing, and I'll watch the game and don't have any commentary on whatsoever. And if I really need to watch a game, I'll watch a game, but I'll turn the commentary off because I can't stand all the mainstream media.
It just boils down to the simple fact that no longer, I'm all for, equal, treating everybody equal, that's fine. All right. But it doesn't happen because the best man does not get the job, or best woman, or best whoever. And that is the problem. And that's why the standards of everything is going downhill now, because the best person for the job is not getting it. And that is what boils me piss. And I do apologize, but I just felt I needed to say it, whether it's right or wrong or whatever, but it's not right. Conrad.
I mean, I agree. It's complete, utter woke nonsense. But was it any worse than Chris Iwelumo the other week?
Oh
God!
Well,
sorry, just balancing it out. The complete, utter biased commentary, and then there's just poor commentary.
Oh, just unbelievable. But it doesn't. I mean, he shouldn't be doing that job. He's supposed to be impartial, and he was terrible. And the Luton game for us anyway. Just moving on. So I apologise to you for that, but I just felt it needed to be said. I was just it just spoiled me.
It's a kind of worms you can go on forever and ever.
Oh, well, you can do. You can
made
do.
yourself
The
full
world's
stream.
absolutely.
You can do. Right, listen. I'll tell you what, because we are running right out of time. I don't know. Jacob, do you want to quickly bring up this? Do you want to mention about the minutes for the Red and White Army thing? Just this one point you was on about. Or
Yeah,
I can
so
read.
Red and White Army met with members of the club this week for a meeting regards to what's happening at the club at this moment in time. Questions were answered regarding the likes of ticketing, the likes of fan experience and engagement, the likes of what needs to improve, what has been done already in terms of the upgrade of the stadium, in terms of the new floodlights being put in the new midweek match day display. But yeah, it was interesting to just reading through the minutes now in terms of the responses by certain people on the board, the likes of David Bruce, Paul Kingsman, Chris Waters as well, what they had to say on certain topics of discussion, particularly with ticketing. I know there's a lot of people who have not agreed with the certain ticketing system in place right now. The club have made it clear that they're looking at options beyond 2025, because that's when our current contract with Ticketmaster is up. So it'll be interesting to know what is being planned behind the scenes on that front.
Did you not mention something about a fan panel? Have I missed that? Did you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So keep it brief if you can, Jacob. I know that's going to be a tough ask, but there's a couple of things I'm trying to get in.
Yeah, so in terms of fan engagement, they're looking at introducing a fan panel in terms of giving feedback of what can be done to improve.
Would you be one to get on that fan panel?
I'd be open to it.
Well, I think you should try and apply, because if you did, that would be great for us. You know, you might be able to. I don't know.
Not just people. They're picking out more people who are just happy to go along with it, when it should be more people that hold them accountable a bit.
Yeah, well, I suppose so. That's very much more the likely
Terry,
thing.
you can do it. Steve from Gilesy and Steve can do it.
Yeah. Terry?
Yeah, I just want to say what the club's done over the summer has been a big improvement to the experience at the ground. I think it's much better. I think at half time, when the TV screens are on, all the replays of the goals, what's happening in the first half, I think there's lots of things that have done. I think it's a it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about tickets and stuff, because I don't obviously deal with that sort of thing.
Right, okay. I'm going to try and, because we are running out of time, so I'm going to try and get this stuff I need to get in, and if I've got time, I'll go back to some of the stuff I was going to bring up. Right, well, let's move on to Preston versus Sunderland then, which is Wednesday, 8 o'clock kickoff. Job suspended. Is he suspended for 3 games then? Because it was a straight red. Is that?
Yeah. I don't know if they've said yet. It's if it's deemed serious foul play, isn't it? If it's not deemed serious foul play, it's just 1. But if the ref's report or whatever it is says it was serious foul play, then he's out for 3. But they haven't said yet. Be prepared for 3 and just be happy if it's.
I'm gearing myself up for 3, to be honest.
I think 3 is going to be really harsh. Like, it's going to be 1.
Yeah, it'd be really harsh.
It wasn't even a red card; it was an orange. So, right, okay. Well, let's quickly get on to this then. Terry, Job's out. If Rigg is out as well, who do we stick in the middle there? Thanks. He was just dying. That's all. It was.
I'm actually struggling at this moment in time. I'm hoping Chris Rigg's back, but I can't for the life of me think how Chris Rigg could have a chest infection and be poorly and be ready in 3 days' time to be up to scratch 100%. So I think, personally, my personal opinion, I'd bring Luke 9 into Job's position and put another defender in defence. That's what I would do. I wouldn't. If Rigg's not 100% and he's still got a chest infection, I wouldn't risk him. And I wouldn't bring a Dill in, because I'm not a fan of Dill anyway. So I'll bring Luke 9 to the midfield and put whatever defender we have back there, whether Ballard's back fit, whether Yelder's in there. That's what I would do anyway.
Right, okay. Jacob?
It all depends on Riggy's injury, I think, personally.
Let's say Rigg's out with Job.
Okay.
Well, what do we do?
4-4-2, I think. Neil and Brown in the middle. Isidore up front with Connelly. Mundell out wide, and as well as Roberts. Even though I do think Roberts is due a spell out the team, maybe at this moment in time. His performances have not been up to scratch. Well, yesterday in particular was poor. I think of late, I think might be a little bit too harsh from me, to be honest. I thought Oxford he done okay, but yeah, disappointing from Roberts yesterday.
Yeah, for me, I think you've been a little bit harsh. I think Roberts has been a lot better this season. Yes, he's had a couple of dodgy ones, but overall, I think he's done enough to stay in there. Conrad, what do we do if Rigg's out as well as Job?
I mean, I'd like to think we'd do the 4-4-2. I don't see it. I think I definitely wouldn't change the back four. And even if it was moving someone out into the middle, I just think it's been settled for so long and it's been playing well for so long that I don't want to disrupt it, because we did that with Simon Moore and he thankfully so far hasn't looked out of place, so I don't want to then start taking out arguably our best consistent performing centre-back in 09 and moving him into the midfield. I'd like to see Alexic get some minutes for the money we've paid for him and just sort of go, do you know what? That's your role now. You're going to do what Chris Rigg does. Get yourself on there and give it a go. Because he's been on the bench every single game, so they clearly think something of him. I don't think they're actually going to do it, but I don't think you could even play maybe Connelly as a number 10, maybe, and in behind Isidore instead. So it's kind of the same system, but it kind of goes round him as well. I don't know. I'm not a manager.
Terry, you're having a laugh at something. You want in there?
I just keep forgetting Alexic exists.
I know. Yeah, he's our most expensive player.
Like, get a game, does he?
Right.
What is his best position?
Well, he's a central midfielder. That's what he's meant to be. Yeah. But we've never seen him. And whoever went to the training thing at the stadium the other day, he was playing there and was on part of the winning team. And someone said he seemed all right when he was doing it. So some people have seen him.
I mean, it's just
go on, Jacob.
It's just okay for now. I saw him in the warm up away at Hull City, and it looks like he's got a long way to go. His pass even in the warm up was poor. Sorry,
15-minute warm up. Get him out.
Right. Okay. Right. Listen. On the chat, SJ says Alexic. Lee
you bought him for a reason. You may as well.
Lee Little keeps saying they won't change to 4-4-2. Definitely not. Mad Macklem says 3-1 win for Sunderland with Rigg, 2-1 without him. Interestingly, Simon Moore played in goal when we played Preston in the Cup, because I remember doing the commentary on it when we got beat, but he had a great game. Then that's when we first got a look at him, and even though we got beat, he did really well. We are running out of time now, so I want your predictions for Preston versus Sunderland. Terry?
2-1 Sunderland win.
2-1, that'll do for me. Conrad?
I'm going to take Emma's position here. I'm going to go a Jack Ross special and 1-1.
1-1. Right, yeah. Jacob?
2-1 win for the lads.
Oh, copying.
Copycat.
Yeah, copying. Hi. Right, well, you know what? I think I'm going to go Preston 1, Sunderland 3 is what I'm going to do. We'll go back to that. I think we'll get back to winning ways. And I do that right. Listen, we've got this shirt to give away, but before we do, we're going to be playing Coventry before we see you all next Sunday. So again, I'd like predictions for Sunderland Coventry on Saturday. Jacob, what do you think?
I'm going to go for
5-4.
I'm going to go for a 3-2 Sunderland win.
A 3-2 Sunderland win.
Let's mix it up a bit.
Conrad?
Coventry doing really well at the moment and scoring a lot of goals.
You're not going to copy Jacob, I hope not, after that comment you just made.
Let the man do what he wants.
I'm gonna go Desmond.
Right, okay, no brother. 2-2 down there. Right, Terry, what do you think for Coventry, Sunderland?
We're going to get revenge. We're going to get revenge from a few seasons ago. We're going to go 5-4 Sunderland.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm only joking. 2-1.
No, you've said it now. You've said it.
Yeah, it's down now. 2-1 Sunderland.
Terry said 5-4.
Well, again, I think probably a high-scoring game. And I don't really want to copy Jacob, but you know what? I'm going to go 3-2. I like Jacob.
Yeah, copying Jacob.
Hey!
Copying.
Copying. Right, listen.
It's a man's prediction. Who cares if you...
No, you've copied him. No.
You just copied him. It's like you copied me, Jacob. It's all wrong.
That's exactly. Right, just very quickly, Luke, before we do this giveaway. We got nearly 120 people on the stream. 78 likes. Oh, wait, man. 22 people. All I need you to do is hit that thumbs up. That will get us to the 100. And more importantly, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not? It's free to subscribe. All you got to do is hit that red button, hit the subscribe button, and we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers. So please help us out with that. We would like to do that before Christmas. Right then, Toffs. Terry, tell us what Toffs stands for again. Why have a drink?
The old-fashioned football shirt.
Yes. The old-fashioned football shirt company. Brilliant company. If you've not checked these out yet, there is a link in our description. Check them out. All sorts. You get every old-fashioned shirt from all the teams on there. So honestly, there's some absolute beauties on there. So check it out. Make a great Christmas present for any football fan. So if you go on there and you're going to buy something though, there is a 15% discount code in our description. So don't just go on and pay full price. Use the description code and get 15% off. And like I said, great present, great Christmas present for any genuine football fan. Now, what we like to do, we do a members giveaway every single month. Toffs give us a shirt to give away. This is only available, teeth falling out, to members of the channel. If you're not a member yet, you can join for just $1.99 a month. It is not even 50 pence a week, and you'll get the chance to be entered into the competition. I think we've only got about 51. I think it's 51 members, of which I think 4 or 5 of them are us. So we've taken us off the wheel. I know Conrad is not happy about that. So you got a good chance of winning. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to go to the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel. If your name comes out, we need you to just get in touch with us, either email or on social media, something like that, because we'll need your size and your address is what we will need to send. I'm just trying to set this up here. So
just while you load that up, Philly, I will say as well, on Wednesday during the Preston game, there'll be another draw as well, because we still have someone didn't claim their prize from the last one that me and Mike did. So it's expired and it's gone back onto the draw for somebody else as well.
Fantastic. Even better news. So there you go. If you're a member, if you're not a member, join before Wednesday, and you'll be in that draw as well for that shirt. Wednesday or Thursday, is it? When are you doing your extra
Wednesday,
time?
there'll be no extra time this week because we'll be live for the game on Wednesday.
All right, okay, of course you will. So you do it with the live commentary. Right, all we're going to do, we're going to spin this wheel. Good luck to everybody on there. If it's you, get in touch with us. This is for a Toffs shirt. When you're ready, here we go. Let's have a look. Ooh. We need some music when this is spinning, don't we? Horn music that in it, really. We shouldn't be.
No,
right, who's it going to be?
Who's
it's
this?
It's going to be. Oh, it's going to be. There you go. Ryan Woodknoll. So that is you. If that's you and you're watching, get in touch with us. Let me just take this off. Hang on, I'll just jot your name down here. Then I know we got the winner, Ryan Wood Small. There you go. I'll just remove this off there. And if that's you, I'll put our email address on there. if I can find it. God, this is terrible. I'm all over the shop. Right, okay. There we go. That's our email address. SAFC Fan TV 73 at gmail.com. If you'd like to get in touch with us, we need your address and we need your size, and we will send you Toffs will send you out a shirt. So congratulations to you on winning that. That just about wraps it up on this Sunday night. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll just say bye to everybody. Jacob, just say bye to everybody, would you?
Bye-bye, everyone. And as I always say whenever I come on here, keep the faith.
With the finger. Keep the faith. Keep the fight. Conrad, just say bye to everybody.
See you later, everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on Wednesday for another live stream. Terry's not doing one, so don't bother going over there. Just no, he's not. Just come to our channel.
Right, Terry, just say bye to everybody.
I should have gone last. Now he's just going to go
Goodbye,
back.
everybody, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give us a like.
Right, thanks very much. We're on 93 likes as we about to go, so 7 people just hit that like button. Thanks for watching once again. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, spread the word if you would, please. And if you are a member of the channel, then you watch for your name as it comes up in the credits right at the end. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.